Hello world. So today I want to do a video talking about my experience taking Lexapro, also known as Escitalopram or something like that. I'll put it's the generic term for it, and also getting off of it whilst also kind of doing my makeup that I would maybe do for a Zoom meeting. I work from home, and ever since I've started working from home, like, I no longer wear makeup as much as I used to, which makes me sad because I'm not a makeup artist by any stretch of the imagination. However, I do own a ton of makeup, and so I kind of want this to be like a plan and makeup series where I experiment with my makeup or use my makeup while I talk about things. So yeah, today I just want to talk about like me coming off of Lexapro and what that's like, because this is something that I was kind of looking for on YouTube and I couldn't find anyone's experience really coming off of antidepressants. So yeah, if you're interested in hearing about my experience, which I mean it's good to know, if you are on antidepressants, then just keep watching. So first thing I'm gonna do is do my eyebrows. Usually I do this in the bathroom, but for the sake of this sit down, I'm gonna do it here in my living room. I have a cup of water and a wet paper towel here, and I'm just gonna dampen my eyebrows. Well, first I'll comb them up. I guess I could do like a little trim, and then I will fix them. I don't normally fill in my eyebrows on a regular basis. I do not like that look for me. I have enough eyebrow hairs that I feel like I don't need to fill them in. However, they do need to be maintained. So I use one of these like little razor things. I forget what they're called. But I use those and scissors and a spoolie to contain the mess. So I'm just gonna kind of cut off the extra hairs, the little long pieces that are sticking out, and that's how I kind of start off the shape up. So I was on antidepressants, Lexapro specifically, for probably all of the pandemic. Now we're still technically in a pandemic, but I was on it from 2020 to a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't my first. Lexapro wasn't the first antidepressant I took. The first antidepressant I was prescribed was an antidepressant called Vibrid, and that antidepressant was wild. If you would like me to talk about that antidepressant or my experience with that antidepressant, I'm happy to do so. I will also say the one video that I saw in here of a lovely chocolate girl who was on Vibrid, she kind of like, her experience was similar to mine, and I was like, whoa, I can't proceed to take this medicine anymore. So I'm gonna just dip my finger in the water, wet my eyebrow hair skin, and with the razor, which I've already disinfected this. It's my own razor. No one uses it but me. And I'm just gonna lift and just clean up the excess hair that's there. Yeah, so I was on Vibrid for like I want to say like 4 days, and then I decided that wasn't right for me, and I kind of didn't want to take any antidepressants after that because I was just really scared of the effects. But my anxiety was getting really bad. Like, I was starting to twitch, I was just starting to cry for no reason. I was very irritable. I was sad for no reason. So I had anxiety and depression. The anxiety part based on what I've discovered about myself through therapy, I think I've always been an anxious person since I was a child, and I think that the anxiety used to manifest itself in migraines, which I've suffered with migraines since I was very little. Like, my earliest memories of suffering with migraines was probably 4 years old. So I would like to say that I've had migraines since I was like a baby. And as I got older, like the times that I would get a migraine makes sense, that it was probably linked to my anxiety. So yeah, I decided to do something about it because the twitching was really bothering me. I was tired of being miserable. I was tired of crying. And I went to my general physician and I was talking to him, and he suggested, since Vibrid didn't work for me, that I try Lexapro. And I was like, okay, you know, I tried it. And it was a decent experience. I started off with 10 milligrams. He wanted me to take 10 twice a day, but actually no. He prescribed me for 10 twice a day so that I could get like a higher amount in my prescription. But I just took 10 milligrams every day for like a year, until like things started getting really stressful. And he told me it was okay to up it to 20 milligrams. My experience with Lexapro, so sorry, I'll pause. So I kind of cleaned up my eyebrows, nothing major, just cleaning up the stragglers that are here and here. Now that I have short hair, I try to keep my eyebrows maintained more regularly, because I have nothing else to hide behind, so I need to make sure that my eyebrows are organized. So this look that I'm doing is what I would do if I had a Zoom meeting. Generally I wear glasses. Today I have on contacts. So I'm going to kind of pretend that this is like a glasses friendly makeup, because this is just normally what I would do. And I'm home. I'll probably have like 2 or 3 meetings. Only a handful of people are gonna see it. So I'm not gonna prime my face. I would have done, if I don't wear makeup during the day, I have on a ton of skincare and my skin looks extremely glowy. More shiny and glowy than it does now. Imagine this with a bunch of serums on it. So I'm gonna start off with some concealer. And I'm gonna go on with the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. And I'm gonna just sculpt. I'm gonna put it under my eyes and over some of my dark spots. Yes, so I was doing the 10 milligrams of Lexapro and that was working for me. But then I like got a new job and like things started getting stressful, so I increased it to the 20 milligrams. And also I was getting married one summer, the pandemic, everything. Let's increase it to 20. I did not have any side effects on Lexapro that I know of. And I say that because with Vibrid, the side effects were apparent. I will also say on Lexapro though, I did not have, like, retrospectively, I can say it probably did work. What Lexapro did for me was kind of numb me. Like, things that should bother me didn't bother me. Like, I was able to get emotional. Like, I could cry, but I wouldn't get as mad for things as I normally would. And like, the random crying for no reason, that stopped. So, you know, I would say for the most part, Lexapro did work. It did mellow me out. It did calm me down. As far as like things like weight gain, when I started taking Lexapro, I was like after taking Lexapro, I was the smallest that I've ever been. In 2020, while everybody was gaining weight in the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, I lost weight because and I think why I say Lexapro also worked, because my situation changed. Like, I stopped having to go to the office, which was really stressful, like commuting to work and like having to deal with people face to face. Like, I enjoyed, and it's bad to say, I enjoyed like the beginning of the pandemic, because it's like you didn't have to go anywhere, you didn't have to do anything, you just sit and just like be home and just chill out. So like, with Lexapro and like not really having a lot of stressors around, it really helped me kind of mellow out. But I will say, you know, if we were in a pandemic, everybody could be in a panic. I wasn't really that panicked. So I will say, like, I will contribute that or attribute that to the medicine. So yeah, then that summer, I had like a lot of stressful things happen to me. I ended up getting COVID July of 2020. And you know, it was, for me, the COVID symptoms weren't that bad. Like I had fairly minor symptoms, but like, yeah, I took Lexapro to that, and then I got married and all of that, and I was like really calm. Like I planned my wedding in 2 weeks because I didn't think it was gonna happen. And then my mom was like, well, I think you should still do it. And like I pulled it together in 2 weeks, and I don't think that I would have been able to do that without the medicine, because I would have just been, I mean, I was on the day of the wedding, I was very stressed out, because nothing went the way I wanted it to go. But I would say Lexapro did work. It did work. It just really kind of numbed me. Again, I could feel emotions, but it just numbed me, which was great. I'm gonna go in with this Tarte palette. It's the In Bloom palette. I don't know if it's still out. It smells so good. It smells like candy, just like mellow candy. It's not a very strong smell. You have to really put your face to it, but it smells so good. And I'm gonna use this shade right here, Leader. Now I'm gonna use Rebel. This Leader is a little too dark. And I'm just gonna put that kind of like all over my lid with this Wet n Wild brush. Just kind of stipple it on, just to add some color back to my face and my eyebrows. I don't want to do like too dark because it's not nighttime. So I'll start off with Leader. Yeah, so I took Lexapro during that time, and everything was cool. But so that was 2 years ago, and then about a couple of weeks ago, it was my birthday, and for some reason, and after speaking to several women, something just kind of snapped in my brain, and I'm like, I think I'm ready to have a child. Not right now, but like maybe this, like potentially this year, begin the conception. And as a result, after talking to my gynecologist, she was like, you know, you should consider coming off of your antidepressant, mostly because like it can affect your pregnancy. I forget how she says, but like, and I mean, she asked me what medicine I was on, and she said, I mean, that one's fine, but I would just be cautious and come off of it anyways. But I forget the medicine that she said I should, if I was on that one, definitely come off of it, because that one affects pregnancy. I don't remember, I apologize. But yeah, so, and I already knew, like, I did not want to be pregnant with antidepressants in my system. And I was already kind of toying with the idea of coming off of Lexapro. So yeah, that's what kind of drove me to stop taking it. And also, I'm kind of in a peaceful, I'm at a kind of like stagnant point in my life where there's not really drama, or like anxious situations only come to me if I really allow it. But I'm at home all day by myself with my 2 cats. Like, nothing should really bother me. Work, my job is like stressful, but it's not stressful enough. Like, I never allow work, I try not to allow work to impact me so badly that like it frazzles me to death. So I put on that Rebel, which it doesn't change the eye color too much. It's just a little something. And then if I'm feeling a little festive, I'm gonna go in with this Firecracker, which is like this kind of bronzy color. And I'm just gonna lightly, just a dusting over my eyelids. Just a dusting. Kind of blend that into the previous color, the Rebel color. I love gold. Gold is my favorite color. So, and like at any point where I, like this is probably, like I would wear this day, night, if I gotta go like this is me. I love gold. I love gold so much. So yeah, I was already considering coming off of Lexapro. Now I had like a real reason. So after that, I know you're supposed to go to your physician or your psychologist to create a plan to come off of antidepressants. Do not follow what I've done. Do not follow. But I'm just telling you what I've done. So I made that plan to come off, and I'm gonna take that same brush, no need in wasting, and just take Funny Girl, just like a little bit, like a touch, and dust off the excess, and just like a little bit to highlight my eyebrows, like barely even touching it, because I do not want to look like a show pony. Like, I'm at home. Calm down. You just want to look like you tried, but not try too hard. Working from home. Yeah, so there's what I've got so far. It's so minimal, like but it just like spruces up the face a little bit. Yeah, and maybe take the excess and put it in your inner tear duct. And that's as much as I'm gonna do for my eyes. I just feel like there's some eyebrow hairs out of order. I'm just gonna brush them up and away. Yeah, so I started by first skipping a day of the pill. So I would take one every other day. And I did that for like 2 weeks. And then I started skipping like every 2 days for a couple of weeks. And then I went down to every 4 days, essentially like once a week. And then for about like another 2 weeks, and then I just stopped taking it. And I can honestly say, now that I'm off it, I don't feel like I need it. Like, I'm sure, and I did recently have a stressful situation where I was like, I don't know, like, damn it, how, like, should I get back on it just to get through this period? But like, I was able to, and this is something that I would say don't come off of your medicine unless you've had therapy, because you don't really know how to cope and deal with things in your life. And thank goodness, I'm gonna use my MAC Deep Dark Studio Fix Perfecting Powder just to set that concealer. It's one of those type of situations where it's like a net thing. I just banged a little bit, and I'm using this brush that I got from Amazon, this powder brush. I'm just gonna get it under my eye, and then the excess on the rest of my face. And again, a dusting under my eye, and then the rest on my face. Yeah, so thankfully for the tools and the resources that I've learned in therapy, I was able to navigate some of those stressful situations without needing, you know, medicine or something to kind of cheer me up. And I will say, like, I do feel a lot better. Like, I do feel a lot better than I did before taking Lexapro. There was one day when I was at the gym and I was just working out and I just started crying out of nowhere, and I was like, oh no, it's back. But I'm really trying not to have that take me down. But I will say, like, Lexapro was such a positive experience for me, and it's a medicine that I really liked. And as someone who's really scared to take antidepressants based on my first introduction to antidepressants, I want to encourage anyone who has any kind of fear and doubt, like, don't be afraid to try, because it does kind of really help improve your life just a little bit. I'm gonna take a pause. I'm gonna put this bronzer on, and again, I love gold. So it's like a gold bronzer, and again, I'm home. Just a little, just like a little bit. I'm using this BH Cosmetics blush brush, and I'm just gonna stipple a little bit, just a little bit, so when the light hits me, it's just like, oh, I had a full night of sleep last night. Yes. Yeah, so I would encourage everyone who needs to take medicine, like, please do, because it's not as bad as you think it is. I also just remember, like, there was one thing, I don't know if this was because of the medicine. Lexapro did kind of, like, I can't confirm, and if you have taken Lexapro before and you did feel this way too, you let me know. I felt like it was just kind of like I was so numb, or like not it wasn't like what I've heard of Ritalin was. I wasn't sitting there like stuck, but like I was just like so carefree, like nothing bothered me, that like I also had no motivation to do anything. And that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to come off it, just to see if I would become more motivated in life if I come off of it. So that might be a unique experience. It might not have anything to do with the medicine and all, but I was just thinking about like all of the things that was going on while I was taking Lexapro, and that's one of the things that I had on there. So I put on a little bit of bronzer just on my cheeks, and the last thing that I'm gonna do is use this Better Than Sex mascara. I do not use false lashes. I much like my eyebrows, feel like I have enough eyelash hairs, so I'm just gonna use this mascara to add some definition. It just kind of washes out because of the powder on my face, but once you put that mascara on, it's like, oh, you have enough eyebrow hairs, which I'm blessed and thankful and grateful for. I don't really need eyelashes, and I understand that it is a struggle for some people, but it's not a ministry that I subscribe to. Yeah, so yeah, coming off of it, I so far it feels good. I do feel, I'm thankful for the experience of being on Lexapro. I'm happy that I tried it. If after I have a kid, I need it, I am willing to get back on it. I mean, I'm gonna try my best not to. I just like most people, I don't want to be like on meds. There's nothing wrong with being on meds. I want to contribute to the ending the stigma of people who are on medicine. But on the other hand, hypocritically, I'm like, I don't want to be on medicine just because I don't want to have like to remember to take my medicine every day. I don't want to be a slave to a medication, and I really feel bad that like I'm chemically imbalanced to the point where I can't just, it's kind of disheartening to think that you're incapable of managing your emotions by yourself. So yeah, that's the hypocritical part of me. But coming off of Lexapro, it wasn't quote unquote hard for me, and I didn't experience anything. And also, like, I tapered, so like I do remember them saying like if you come off of antidepressants too fast, like you start to feel like shock waves in your brain, and like you might get headaches, or you might start thinking like dark thoughts. I haven't had any dark thoughts. I didn't have any sharp zaps in my brain. Like it's been a positive experience. So as far as my lips, I would usually just wear chapstick. I don't wear lipsticks. I usually wear like a lip gloss, a nude color lip gloss. But this is what I would normally wear on a day-to-day basis if I have somewhere to go, or if I have a Zoom meeting. This is my full face. And yeah, so like I said, I just wanted to kind of share some light on Lexapro, my experience. If you have any questions, feel free to add them to the comments. And like I said, the brand is Lexapro, but I was taking the generic brand because my insurance didn't cover it. So yeah, if you have any questions about my experience, you feel free to let me know and I'd be happy to answer. But hopefully I could turn this into like a series, just kind of me doing makeup and randomly rambling about things that are on my thoughts. Like right now I'm so itching to make a video about water talk, because water talk is, I'm not on TikTok officially. I have a TikTok account, but only to watch certain people that I follow on Instagram that I know put more content on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. I follow them on Instagram, but I know that they make more content on TikTok. So I created like a burner account on TikTok. I don't follow anyone who I know. I just follow them. But water talk has been really bothering me. But I will save that for a different day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.